Now this is definitely how we do it.
This is how we do it.
And you know this, man?
Hey guys, welcome to my review of the highly anticipated Marvel superhero movie, The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. Now, after 4 years of anticipation, after Iron Man, which was awesome, Iron Man 2, which was also awesome, very underrated, Thor, which was ass, hated Thor. But it did make me think like Inception, April Fools. And Captain America, which was, out of those four, my favorite. This comes, The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. This is the one. And, yeah. Let's see how it was. This brings back all of our favorite heroes, except for me. I was never a huge Hulk fan, and, they replaced Edward Norton with Mark Ruffalo, which was a good sign, because I do really like Mark Ruffalo. And of course you bring in Jeremy Renner, Scarlett Johansson into the mix. And yeah, you blend those stars all together and you get an awesomely action-packed smoothie, I guess. Yeah, weird metaphor. And of course you have to bring in writer-director Joss Whedon, and Joss is the boss. He just got off writing The Cabin in the Woods, which is like my favorite movie of the year. Alright, this is just awesome, like back-to-back awesomeness. Yes, this movie was awesome! It was awesome! It was awesome! Awesome! Now, I don't want to give away like any parts of this movie, no action spoilers, no anything about the story or anything. I don't want to spoil anything. But to get my little tiny gripes out of the way first, I'll share with you tiny gripes. Now, this movie, like the first hour of this film, goes by a little too slow, and it's sort of uninteresting and confusing. I mean, I understood all the characters and everything, I understood all the tie-ins, but like the story was just, I don't know, wasn't that great at first, but then it gets better. And if you see the movie, you know what I mean. Joss Whedon directs this movie perfectly. The characters, which I'll get to in a minute. The action, which was absolutely mind-blowing. Oh my god, like the last third of this movie blew my mind. Oh my shit. Oh my god. Going on to the cast, Robert Downey Jr., he's Iron Man. Alright, he is Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. is one of my favorite actors anyway, and he was awesome. Chris Evans, who plays probably like my favorite character, my personal favorite character out of all of them, Captain America. I don't know, it's just, I always really liked that character from the get-go. Like, I always liked, Captain America's such a sweetheart, alright? Like, he's such a nice guy, right? Like, you just want to forget, like, he's been in movies like Push and Cellular, and and the Fantastic Four movies. You just want to, like, you know, look into his eyes and totally like, give him like a big bear hug, alright? You're the man, Captain America. You're such a sweet guy. Chris Hemsworth was a little bit underused as Thor, but I've always liked him as that character. He's a good actor, so yeah, he was pretty good. Scarlett Johansson was surprisingly really good as Black Widow, a much more fleshed out character than she was in Iron Man 2, where she was just there for TNA. Now, Mark Ruffalo. You know how I said I didn't like Hulk? Well, Hulk was the best thing about this movie. Why am I clapping and talking at the same time? Mark Ruffalo was just perfect. He was perfect as Bruce Banner, and he got all the right nuances, and the Hulk looked spectacular in this movie. Oh my god, I didn't even see this movie in 3D. Oh! 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 And Tom Hiddleston as Loki. Let's do a little recap. I hated him in Thor. I thought he was awful in Thor. Really bad. I thought he was a whiny little bitch in that movie. I see him in this film. He was really great. He stole almost every scene he was in, besides, you know, Mr. Awesome Bruce Banner, Mark Ruffalo. But holy crap, he was great, but don't compare him to Heath Ledger and the Joker. Don't do that. Now, going back to that script written by Joss Whedon, as much as like the story is really just sort of lame at times, the characters are really what makes this movie shine, and the characters are all written very realistically for a superhero film, because, usually in like all these, animated TV, superhero movies, all these characters are just brought in the room and they're like, oh, let's save the world. But no, all these characters like sort of like backlash at each other, and it's done very, very realistically in how they like play off each other, especially with like Iron Man and like everyone else. It's just, it's perfect. Now, The Avengers, not a perfect movie, just because of that first hour. Did start off slow, but the rest of it was near perfect. It's one of the best superhero films I've seen in my life. 9.5 out of 10. It's not better than The Dark Knight, and hell, I do think it's probably not going to be as good as Spider-Man and Dark Knight Rises. That's just what I'm thinking, but it's definitely one of the best films of this year. Is this movie better than Cabin in the Woods? No! But I still really, really liked it, alright? A lot, alright? 9.5. For the best exotic marigold hotel. It's written, directed, acted superbly. Go see it. If you don't see it, you're an idiot, alright? I'm Mr. Google. I'm going to go make out with Mocha.